Hey, this is Bossman. No frills. Answering another question from Ask the Bossman. And this one's real, not cryptic, just short. Powerlifting 101. So I'm going to take this just as, what is powerlifting? It is the sport of squat, bench and deadlift. You get 3 1-rep max attempts on the platform, and you have to register at least one successful attempt in both in squat, bench and deadlift, and then they add them up and you get your total kilos, and the person with the biggest total kilos in their weight division wins. Not real complicated. It's an easy sport to know the rules and what the purpose is. Let's lift more weight. But a few little things on the squat. The depth is the biggest thing. The top of your hip crease has to drop below the line of the top of your knee. So you've got to go below parallel, basically. Otherwise, it won't be a successful lift. There's a few other little rules, but this is powerlifting 101. You've got to squat below parallel. 2, the bench press, you have to touch the chest and you've got to wait until the ref says press. So it's from a dead press. Not very long, it's only usually a second, but it's not down, up. You come down, you pause, then you press. All the way to lockout. And deadlift's easy. Just bend over, pick the bar up, hopefully in good form, and get it to full lockout. So that just means dead straight, shoulders over hips, over knees, full extension, knees locked, and you're not allowed to hitch the bar, which is where you kind of yank at the bar and it goes up and down. It's just got to be one smooth lift to the top. And probably what else could you say about powerlifting 101? That's basically it. It's very simple. What do most powerlifters train? Anywhere between 3 and 5 days a week. They normally will train the comp lifts or a variation of the comp lifts, depending on their phase of training, 2 to 3 times a week. A lot of it's sub-maximal work, so a bit different to the normal, say, bodybuilding or let's train in the gym and train to failure. All us elite lifters, for sure, very rarely fail in the gym. There's no real need for it. We push to certain percentages, and then we know if our bar speed goes higher or a few other indicators that, we're a little bit stronger than we were before, and we leave it for the platform or a test day where we're going to, unleash and go nuts. And probably a few little things I would say. Powerlifting with weightlifting is not really rage against the machine. Some use it for that. It's a good stress relief. But it's more about focus. Because if you make a mistake in technique under the big weights, typically that's when you fail. Not because you're not strong enough, because you made a mistake in one of the lifts in your technical proficiency. And another misperception is there is no minimum weight for powerlifting. There is technically 20 kilos, that's the bar. So if you can lift 20 kilos, you can have a crack at powerlifting. There's novice comps all the way up to, of course, worlds, and all levels, all ages. Personally, I've seen it all. Kids at 8 years old just on a little kiddie bar having fun with their parents, all the way up to 80-year-olds who would easily go into a gym and outlift all the young 20-year-olds, hands down, and everything in between. It's a very inclusive sport. It's a lot of fun, and it's easy to tell if you're getting better. Last year my best squat was 150 and now it's 180. It's like, I'm getting better. And for a lot, it actually, and I see this a lot actually, this is a good point, that come in, not really say for powerlifting, they just want to do a bit of gym work. It's very empowering to know that you can master something, you're in control of it, and that you can see on a near weekly basis, if you're a beginner, that you're getting better. And in the end, a lot of people really surprise themselves with how much they can lift. I can see it all the time, of course, in clients, and you progress them at a good rate and minimize risk of injury and all of this stuff, and they would go, one day I'd love to be able to deadlift 100. I'm like, one day 100, I said, like, that's a 12-month goal, in 5 years, who knows where you could be, 150 kilos, for a lightweight female, very feasible, 300 plus for big guys on the squat or deadlift. It's such a good sport that way. And the other thing I like as well, of course, is by default you'll build a good body as long as you eat healthy and do the right nutritional habits, but the focus isn't on the aesthetic. It's on the outcome, on the performance outcome, and that's very appealing to a lot of people. It's like one of my favourite sayings is, do you think a swimmer swims to look like a swimmer? Or a footy player plays footy to look like a footy player? Or a weightlifter does that to look like a weightlifter? Nope, they do it to win. But the outcome is they look like an athlete. And in the end, for most Gen Pop, what do they want to look like? Fit and healthy and like an athlete. So it's a real good avenue for them just to achieve those goals as well by default. But that's about as much as I would say about Powerlifting 101. It's a great sport.